Hey guys, it's Tanner with Build Not Bought, and I'm coming at you with an improvised video I was not planning on making, but I went to change the cutters in my helical heads on both my jointer and my planer. I've never rotated these before. This is how they were set from the factory, and they're about 2 to 3 years old. And I'm having a heck of a time getting these screws broken loose. I've stripped out several of them. I've broken some of the carbide cutters, but I do want to share with you a method that I found to work better than everything else I've tried. I should start off by saying that I've already destroyed 5 separate T20 bits with my impact driver. I also had a screwdriver that had a T20 bit on it that also got completely shredded. So that what would happen is the bit itself would just twist, and then since it was no longer biting on anything, it would spin in there and then strip the screw out. So I've got a nightmare. A couple of these screws I'm going to have to try and drill out and extract. That's going to be a whole nother issue. I don't know what these were torqued down to at the factory, but it's ridiculous how tight these are actually in there. And what I ended up doing is going to my local hardware store and purchasing this heavy duty, this is called a manual impact screwdriver. And how it works is when you smash this with a hammer, it rotates just slightly. So you're getting a combination of downward pressure in the head of that screw and a twist, which prevents it from stripping out. It's not perfect, but it has been working well. And like I said before, I was trying everything and to no avail. There's a bunch of these that are gonna have to be replaced because they're all stripped out. I also sprayed everything with PB Blaster, let it soak for several hours, and now they're starting to come loose with this tool. Let me show you how it works. I should also note, I had to buy these adapters because this is a 1/2 inch, and then it came with an adapter 4 bits kind of like this here, but it was a 5/16 bit instead of a 1/4, which are like impossible to find. So I got this reducer and then this socket with the T20 on it to make this work. So I've broken all of these loose, with the exception of this one here starting. So what I do is I put a little downward pressure and then I start to turn it as if I was going to loosen that by hand, and give it a couple smacks and it comes loose. Try it on this one too. So downward pressure, a little bit of a turn, and then one smack, and that breaks it loose. It's really impressive. And when I tell you I've been destroying these like crazy with my impact and trying to do it by hand, impossible. I wish I would have started with this because, like I said, it's going to be so difficult drilling into these stripped out screws and then having to extract them. The one pitfall to this that I've found is I've noticed a couple carbides have cracked from the impact. So just be prepared for that. But this has been the best option by far. Highly recommend it. Another random thing I should mention is these jointer blades have a slight curve to them versus the planer blades on my specific unit have the letters JT and they are flat. It's like a perfect square. There's no concave at all. This is the planer I have, and this is the jointer I have. Since I broke so many carbides and I need to replace all those screws that are stripped, I'm gonna have to go and order from Grizzly. Hopefully I can find a kit of some sort because I need 10 blades and like 7 screws. So once those come in, I'll get everything secured and give you a little update. But I just thought it was worthwhile, if you will, to share this information, because if I would have known this at the start, I wouldn't have had to wait a week or two, however long it's going to take to get parts in, and it would have been a lot less of a headache. So get that manual impact screwdriver. Here's the brand of mine, but I'm sure there's a million different brands out there. Lisle, I think, Lisle, and that's the packaging that it came in. So hope this helped. All right, guys, fast forward like 2.5 weeks from when I first started this project. Another reason why I hope you watch this video before you dig into this yourself. I've been waiting on the hardware from Grizzly. They sent a package, it got within 40 miles of my house, never showed up. They had to wait 10 full days before they could refund me and resend a new one, so it was a huge headache. All the more reason why this video will hopefully help you avoid all of that. But I've got some screws in, I got 10. I need 10 more to completely finish this. But I'm gonna show you how to do it, just to kind of wrap up this video. The other tool that I highly recommend you buy is a torque screwdriver. Now you could use a regular torque wrench if you want to. There just isn't a whole lot of work in here, and you only need to torque these to like 10 to 12 foot-pounds. So a screwdriver with the adjustable torque on it is going to be super handy for you to reach in here and just tighten everything down. Again, this is a T20 bit. Unfortunately, I had to buy a whole pack of specifically T20s because I was shredding them before I got that impact screwdriver. But now I can go through and replace all of those ones that I stripped out with some good screws. Now this is pretty straightforward, but here's a screw that I needed to replace because the prior one was completely stripped out. Notice how the JTs are all pointing to the left now. That's because I rotated all these blades. There, you hear that click? That's what's cool about this wrench is you tighten until it clicks, and that's how you know it's exactly at 12 foot-pounds. The next one here, I had a blade completely break, so I ordered a little pack of these replacement blades. These were hard to get as well, just because there's so many different options on their website, and it was kind of a hassle and a pain, but these have a 1, 2, 3, and 4 on them, and allegedly are the correct size. We'll see here if they are or not. Be really careful when you do this because these blades are literally like razors. So it looks like the same exact size and everything. These ones have that JT on them. That's what kind of threw me off. These don't have any numbers or letters, excuse me. So should be good to go. It's kind of just a wash, rinse, repeat, but go ahead and get this one started. And I think this screwdriver was like 15 bucks on Amazon. San Liang is the brand. If you're interested in buying one, you can just look that up on Amazon. And there we go. So I'm gonna do that about 20 more times. I wanted to show you one last thing before I wrap this video up, and that is installing this plate back on here. You just slide this up and under the dust collection system. This is a horrible design by Grizzly. I remember this now when I was first assembling this. I have to take my dust hose off, drop the bolt in here, and then reach my hand through here to put the nut on the back side. I don't know why they did it this way. If they could have somehow just added a threaded portion to this piece where you could just tighten it from the top and it would cinch down, that would have made more sense, but that's not how it is. So if you're wondering how this works, that's how you got to do it. You got to reach underneath to put the nut on the bottom of these 3 bolts, and then there's just 2 holes here that the bolts go into, and then 2 over here on that side, and you're good to go. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope that this was helpful for you. The whole reason I make these videos is to try and help people avoid the struggles and the screw-ups that I make myself. And if it made your life easier in any way, leave a comment down below. I enjoy making these. I hope they're helpful. I hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this planer or jointer, let me know in the comments below. I've ran both of them for almost 5 years now, with quite a bit of hours each year. So I'm fairly familiar with them. If you're having any trouble with yours, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and help you out to the best of my ability. Until then, we'll see you on the next build.